Hare Krishna. So we start with the prayers. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurulmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam सा अद्वैतम सा अवधूतम परिजना सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगना ललिता श्री विशाखामृतांश नमा ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमक्ते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामिन इति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतसे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्याम जगन्नाथाय ते नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे. So devotees are ready with presentations. Before we start presentations, we have a request. Please stick to time. Okay. Yeah. So group number one. Group number one is ready.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept
Hare
my
Hare.
most respectful obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. My very respectful pranams to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis present here this evening. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhu, we have been given, so our group Gaur Bhakta Vrinda has been given two pastimes to cover, Bakasur and Vatsasur. This time we decided to go in the full media mode. So our Vatsasur has been covered through a newspaper presentation.
Oh.
And our Bakasur is presented by a live newsroom capsule. So Prabhu, we'll definitely try to stick to the time. So we'll just start. Um, uh, I
Who has to be
think
made a host?
Prabhu, I can be made host, but eventually, yeah, I think we don't have any presentation. I just need to share screen to share the newspaper that we have created. That's it, Prabhu.
You
And
are
if
co-host
all
now.
four, thank you,
Yes.
Prabhu. And if all of us could be pinned on the screen so that all four of us could be visible at the same time, because
Okay.
the setting is that Meenakshi Vrajgopi Mataji has invited us to her house and she wants to share something very
Okay.
interesting
So
with
you
us.
are pinned. You are pinned. And who else is supposed to be pinned? Meenakshi
Ashutosh
Mataji.
Prabhu, Meenakshi Mataji, and Advitya Prabhu.
Okay. Asutosh Pro. Aditya Pro. Asutosh Pro. Mhm. Okay. So all four of you are there.
Nikita, talk to dad. Tell him I'm busy.
Let me start. Hi friends, welcome to my home. It's long time. We are meeting up. Please welcome and please take a seat. Have some dinner, have something to eat. Please take it.
Hare Krishna Mataji, hope you're doing good.
Have you all read newspaper today? Have you all read newspaper today? There was so much super interesting news. Anybody read today? What is
No,
happening there?
Mataji.
See, I have an interesting news that we already know that Krishna already killed some demons, and this time also Krishna turned 6 and he killed a demon named Vatsasura. We know that he's going to herding the cows. Going to herding the calves as he's entering into the age of 6. So he's herding the calves. So Mother Yashoda, as usual, she rejected, but as the peel of little Krishna, she agreed. And when she agreed, then Nand Maharaj also agreed to make Krishna to send to the herding the calves. So they were all enjoying and went to the forest. And as usual, his maternal uncle Kamsa sent up. This time it is some kind of demon which nobody can expect. So when they were herding the calves, so Krishna noticed one demon, one calf, which is unusual. So he was, if anything happens, Krishna would share to Balram, okay, Balram, did you see anything new? Did you see the new calf, which is not as usual? So yeah, Balram, yeah, I have also noticed. So I think I have some doubt in that. So whether you are you taking care of it or whether I can take care of it? Krishna told, okay, don't worry, I will take care of it. So Krishna was going near to the calf. Suddenly the calf started charging him. And as usual, whenever the demon appears as a calf, any animal, Krishna pulled his leg and he was swinging him, and he threw the demon into the space. In the middle itself, yeah, in the middle itself, the demon died and he fall onto the kapita tree. So this was the news, and I had some information about this, so I was sharing. And you know, the interesting part is it is mentioned in the newspaper. Vatsasura was formerly a demon Pramila. So after trying to deceive Vashishta Muni and steal the divine cup of Nandini, he was cursed to become a calf. So this is the previous birth of Vatsasura. And I would like to share what is the Anartha represents this Vatsasura. So he was a calf demon, and it represents a childish type of mentality which gives rise to a type of greediness, which results in a wicked type of mischievousness. It gives rise to a type of greediness for sense gratification through which one becomes absorbed in materialism. This is very hindrance for our devotion. So let us all pray to Krishna. Let Krishna remove this anatta from us, from all of us. Yeah.
Haribol.
Thank you
Thank
for
you, Mataji, for
joining.
this beautiful
I hope you
narration.
all enjoyed this news today.
Yes.
Wow, this
Hare
is
Krishna.
wonderful. Oh, Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare Krishna.
you.
Hari, best newspaper till now.
So now Prabhu will switch to our newsroom. Advitya Prabhu is our newsroom report. He's our anchor. Ashutosh Prabhu is the reporter. So Prabhu, we can start.
So should I start?
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So, yet Krishna killed another demon. We are getting a breaking news directly from the land of Vrindavan. And Krishna has killed yet another demon named Bakasura. And he was sent again by his maternal uncle Kamsa. And on the site, we have Ashutosh Prabhuji, reporter Ashutosh Prabhuji. And let's get directly to him and ask what's going on. Over to you, Ashutosh Prabhuji.
Haribol, Haribol. Yes, we are at Vrindavan and Krishna has killed another demon, none other than Bakasura this time. You can see the bifurcated body of Bakasura behind me. Wow, what a sumptuous, what a valor by Krishna. And we have an eyewitness actually. We have an eyewitness to narrate us, to tell us what has happened. So, with that, let's go to our eyewitness and ask some questions. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The
Yes, Hare
eyewitness?
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, wow, what has happened? Can you narrate us what has happened here? What is the incident?
Prabhu, Vrindavan is land of so many adventures. It was just a usual day. We started in the morning with our calves, and we went to this pond with this water reservoir to, feed our calves and just let them graze the green grass. And suddenly we see this huge stork comes up and tries to gobble our Krishna. What to say? We've been seeing demons almost every day here in Vrindavan.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's scary to hear. Yes. Can you describe how does Bakasura look like?
Bakasur was huge, Prabhu. He was huge. When he opened his beak, his lower beak was touching the ground, and his upper beak was uh, piercing through the heavenly planets. And it felt like Bakasur was going to devour all of us in this earthly planet. And he actually devoured Krishna in his throat for quite some time, Prabhu. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's very scary actually to hear.
So when Bakasura swallowed Krishna, how did everyone feel around Krishna? What were they
We
thinking?
skipped we skipped our heartbeats. We did not know what to do. We were scared. Actually, it was not only us who were anxious, but we also saw some of the demigods who came to save Krishna. We saw Lord Shiva coming and throwing his Trishul on Bakasura just to
Mm.
make him open his mouth and spit Krishna out. We saw Indra throwing his Vajra. Brahma was there and so many other demigods. But this Bakasur would not let go of Krishna at all. But as we all know, Krishna, he is so powerful, he's so strong. He just made it so uncomfortable for Bakasur to keep him in his throat that he made Bakasur spit him out. But you know what, Prabhu? We saw this when Krishna came out of Bakasur's mouth. He was clean. There was not a tiny drop of saliva on his body. And then Krishna just, it was the show time. Krishna caught the beak of Bakasur from his two hands and just bifurcated his beak like a child would bifurcate a blade of grass. And that was our
Haribol,
Haribol
Haribol.
moment.
Haribol, Haribol. Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. So what
Jai.
Mata Yashoda felt? What was her reaction when she heard about this incident? What was her reaction? Tell us that.
Oh, Mother Yashoda was very, very scared and concerned. Mother Yashoda was thinking they just left Mahavan and came to Vrindavan thinking that the demons would stop the trail of Krishna. But that doesn't seem to be happening over here. We see demons coming here as well. So we also heard that Mother Yashoda is now trying desperately to stop Krishna from going out on cow herding. She's really scared.
Oh, okay. So I have another question, the last one. Why Krishna performs all these pastimes? What to get out of it? Tell us more about it.
Prabhu, I think Krishna does it for us, for our Vrindavan Vasis. He just wants to attract us with his sweet little, well, not as sweet because we keep seeing demons keep coming, but Krishna just kills them with no effort whatsoever, and just by his bare hands, he's able to eradicate all the demons out here. And so, yes, his pastimes attract everybody, and it always remains the talk of the town. We keep talking about Krishna's pastimes all the time. And I was also hearing from the gurus, the elder gopas out here, that Bakasur actually denotes the hypocrisy and cheating propensity in humans. They come and they speak sweet words, but they actually want to exploit others. So the Gopas were saying that the way Krishna killed Bakasur, we should also pray that Krishna should come in our life and bifurcate this cheating propensity and hypocrisy from our life. So, Hare Krishna Prabhu, that's all from my
Hari
side.
Bol, yes. Wow, what a narration. And I hope Krishna gives us chance to keep coming back to Vrindavan, killing these demons, make it more happening. And we just had to our news anchor in the newsroom, we just had a chance to talk to a great devotee. Over to you.
So, Hare Krishna, you all saw what happened, what Krishna did. And it's just the ignorance of Kamsa that he does all these things, but he does not know Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So, just be here, be with us, be connected to us. We'll let you know what's happening in future, what's Krishna is doing. Hare Krishna, Shastra as it is. Signing out. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari, best media personals here. So we'd like to thank this group by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Very beautiful presentation. Yeah. Hopefully, entire media becomes like that. Hari. Yes. Group number 2.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I be the host to share?
Just a minute.
And Prabhuji, we could prepare only one pastime
Okay.
because all our group members, they were busy. Only two of us could be taking out time. And many are absent also in the class also today.
Okay. Yes. So, Vradrila Mate, I have to make you co-host. Your co-host now, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we are going to present Krishna's playing with gopas, the pastimes of these happening in the forest of Vrindavan. And this we are presenting as a lively conversation between two parrots of Vrindavan. So these parrots are actually the witnesses to these pastimes. The name of the first parrot is Shuka. Shuka is a very excited, poetic parrot. And Shari, she's a sweet, thoughtful, devotional parrot. And the scene opens with Vrindavan forest, two parrots sitting in forest. And Shuka, I am playing the role of Shuka. And Duti Mataji is playing Shari. So Shuka is starting the conversation. Shari, Shari, do you see? Did you see what happened today in Raja?
How can I miss anything when it concerns our beloved Krishna? But tell me, what delighted your heart so much?
Oh, Mother Yashoda, she delighted the heart out of me. She has so much love. Her love has no limits. She prepared so many prasadam food for Krishna. It was like mountains, and not only for Krishna, but for all his friends.
Yes, yogurt thick like an ocean of cream, butter soft like slices of moon.
And the sweets, the cakes, they shone like full moons. Sugar candy sparkled like hailstones.
Even the demigods were astonished. I saw them hiding behind the clouds just to witness this divine feast.
And then Krishna, with his charming smile, told his friends, "Oh, friends, give up your pride and carry all these preparations."
And they obeyed happily. Each boy carried pots tied to sticks over their shoulders.
Oh, and Krishna, a feather of peacock on his head, flute in his hand, buffalo horn at his waist. He looked like a fresh rain cloud decorated by lightning. And then the real fun began.
Ah, yes, the stealing games.
You know, one boy stole another's lunch, passed it around, and everyone laughed.
And when they returned it, they had taken some of it and replaced with their food.
Even their stealing was full of love.
Did you see them imitate the peacocks?
Yes, I did. Twisting their necks, dancing,
And chasing birds' shadow.
jumping after frogs in the water.
And pulling monkeys' tails and copying their faces.
And those creative games, oh, they created so much. Some played kings and ministers.
And others acted as thieves and judges.
Oh, and the lamb fight, two boys butting their heads with others cheering.
Such innocent joy and such divine play.
Whenever the boys ran to touch him, first they argued, "I will touch him first, I will touch him first. No, I will."
And Krishna would say, "It doesn't matter. You have all come to me."
Such sweetness, such equality in love.
Like lion cubs playing in the forest, like baby elephants full of joy. These boys are not ordinary.
They are the embodiments of bliss, playing with the source of all the bliss.
And Krishna, moving among them like a dark cloud in a moonlit sky.
Oh, Shari, how fortunate we are to witness these pastimes.
But even greater is the fortune of those who are hearing them with great faith.
Jai
Jai
Vrindavan
Vrindavan
Dham.
Dham,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna. So beautiful talks by two pirates from Vrindavan. So we like to thank these parrots by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Very enchanting talks. Hare. Yes. Group number 3.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you allow me to share the screen?
Yes. Just give me a minute. Rukmani Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
एक मिनट. Make co-host. Yes, Rukmani Mataji.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, one moment. Yeah, so I hope you're able to see the screen, Prabhu.
Yes, it is visible.
Yes.
Yes. Screen. Yeah, so yes, so Dandavat pranams to all the devotees present, and our group, we got the opportunity to present Brahma Vimohan Leela. The storyboard, is the storyboard visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Yes.
So the storyboard that gives the Leela, and but we will not be describing the Leela. The group has decided that our various Vaishnavacharyas, they have provided deep theological insights into the Brahma Vimohan Leela. So focusing on Krishna's supremacy as the source of expansion, all the expansions. So our group, we have tried to provide a structured presentation of the tikas, the commentaries of some of our exalted Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas. Sanatan Goswami, Jeev Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada on this Brahma Vimohan Leela. So we will be just sharing the key points given by each of these acharyas. So to start with, we will start with Sanatan Goswami, and the source is Brihad Vaishnav Toshani. So Sanatan Goswami emphasizes that this Leela establishes Krishna as the original Supreme Personality, the source of all incarnations and expansions. He explains that Krishna enacted this pastime to reveal the supremacy of Braja Prema and to humble Brahma's pride. Brahma, though a Mahajan, was momentarily deluded to demonstrate that even the greatest devotee must depend on Krishna's mercy. Sanatan Goswami clarifies that Krishna did not create illusory form of the boys and calves, but rather personally became them. This shows that Krishna's form is eternal and real, not a product of Maya. He highlights that the mother and cows loved the Krishna expanded children even more than their own, proving that Krishna is the very life of Braja. Their affection was intensified by Yogamaya to showcase the unique sweetness of Braja Bhakti. Sanatan Goswami underscores Brahma's prayers of surrender, where Brahma admits his insignificance before Krishna's unlimited potency. This humility is the gateway to true devotion. He uses this Leela to reinforce the principle of Achintya Bheda Veda Tattva. Krishna is simultaneously one with and different from his expansions. The cowherd boys and calves were Krishna himself, yet distinct in form. Lesson for devotees: intellectual speculation and pride are obstacles. Only through humble hearing and service can one understand Krishna. Brahma's defeat is a lesson for all seekers to abandon ego and embrace bhakti. Hare Krishna. I request Krishnangana Mataji to take further.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak about our amazing acharyas in depicting this beautiful Leela, where we can learn so much about Lord Sri Krishna. Krishna himself expanded into the stolen cowherd boys and calves, proving he is Swayam Bhagavan. And this Tika of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has been taken out from Sarartha Darshini. Many, Bhanuswami including, we have some amazing commentaries translated into English. So we should definitely look into these. Main features, apart from the expansions, are increase of affection. The mother and cows experience deeper love for the Krishna expanded children. Delusion of Brahma. Brahma's bewilderment was orchestrated to show that devotion surpasses intellect. Their love was so exalted that even Brahma bowed down before it. Submissive surrender. Krishna is known only through love and scholarship, not scholarship. Krishna is known only through love, not through scholarship. Transformation. Devotion spiritualizes the material body. Focus on Brahma's ego. Brahma was momentarily distracted by Krishna's opulence, forgetting his sweetness. Devotee perspective. Vrajavasis loved the Krishna forms more than their own children. Brahma's purification. Brahma surrendered humbly, praying to serve Krishna's devotees. Significance of this, establishing Vraja Prema as the highest truth.
Hare Krishna. So I will be continuing with the Jiva Goswami's Laghu Toshani, the commentary by Jiva Goswami on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This Laghu Toshani establishes Krishna as the original source of all Vishnu forms. Krishna's expansions reveal his Achintya Shakti, four-armed forms seen by Brahma in every Gopa were Krishna's personal expansions. Those were not the impersonal Brahman. Krishna is the source of Narayana in Karana ocean. Yogamaya establishes Vrajavasis to forget, Yogamaya enables Vrajavasis to forget Krishna's majesty, but foster intimate love with Lord Krishna. Then I will continue with philosophy of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, explained by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He explains that Brahma's intellectual pride was shattered by Krishna's sweetness. Serving Krishna in Vraja surpasses Brahma's creative role. This shows that Brahma is a limited creator, but Lord Krishna is the creator of everything. Whatever is present in this universe is created by Lord Krishna. Krishna's simultaneous expansions in innumerable forms of Gopas demonstrate the Achintya Bheda philosophy. True understanding of Krishna comes only through humility, surrender, and devotion, not through the empty speculations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And we end with Srila Prabhupada's Tika, and that is from Krishna book and the Purports. So Brahma's bewilderment shows Krishna is the supreme personality beyond Brahma's comprehension. Krishna's playful nature with his friends is higher than his majestic role as God. Lesson for the devotees: intellectual pride must be abandoned. Hearing and chanting Krishna's glory is the path to realization. And the Brahma's humility, Brahma's prayer highlights surrender and service to devotees as the highest aspiration. So, yeah, Hare Krishna. Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I will finish up with some common teachings across all our acharyas, which is very evident when we read these tikas. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, the source of all Vishnu forms. Brahma's bewilderment shows the limitations of intellect and the supremacy of bhakti. The love of Vrajavasis is exalted above all forms of reverence. It's his inconceivable potency, Achintya Shakti. Finally, the ultimate lesson: humble surrender and loving devotion are the only means to know Krishna. We also had an opportunity to consolidate the comparison table that you can all see across the acharyas, showing the unique emphasizing differences and also the commonalities: Krishna's supremacy, Brahma's pride, Vraja Prema, and of course, Yogamaya. We have on the left-hand side Acharya, Krishna's supremacy, Brahma's pride and delusion, role of Rajavasis, philosophical emphasis, and lesson for devotees. So under Sanatan Goswami, Brihad Vaishnava Toshini, Krishna's personality became the cow's calves, not illusion. Brahma was humbled to show dependence on Krishna's mercy. Role of Rajavasis, their affection intensified by Yogamaya, proving Krishna is their life. This reinforces Achintya Bheda Bhed, Tattva itself. Krishna is one, yet distinct in expansions. And intellectual pride is futile. Humility and bhakti are essential. Jeev Goswami's Laghu Toshini establishes Krishna as Swayam Bhagavan, source of all Vishnu forms. Brahma deluded to reveal Krishna's inconceivable potency. Yogamaya enables the Vrajavasis to forget Krishna's majesty to intimacy, refutes impersonalism. Expansions are personal forms of Krishna. Surrender, intellect, hear and serve Krishna's glories is the only way. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, from his Sarartha Darshini, shows Krishna himself expanded into boys, calves, proving that he is Swayam Bhagavan. Brahma is bewildered to show intellect as is powerless before bhakti for Krishna. Vrajavasis' love intensified. They loved Krishna forms more than their own children. The focus is on Madhurya, sweetness, over Aishwarya, opulence. Krishna is known only through love, not through any scholarship. We have Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, as retold by Radhanath Swami. Krishna's sweetness shatters Brahma. Brahma's false pride is destroyed. Serving Krishna in Raj surpasses Brahma's creative role. This highlights Achintya Bheda Veda Tattva through Krishna's expansions. Abandoning speculations and embracing humility and devotion is the only way. Finally, we have Srila Prabhupada's purports in Krishna book. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality, beyond Brahma's comprehension. Brahma's bewilderment shows futility of pride. The sweetness of Krishna's play with friends is higher than his majesty. The emphasis here is on hearing, chanting Krishna's glories. Surrender and service to devotees and abandoning pride is the only way devotees have. Thank you so much. Hari Bol and Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. So, thank you for consolidating all the Acharya's commentaries together. So, we'd like to thank this group also by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We request devotees to share their PPTs and also their newspapers in the group. Hari. So now we'll continue from where we left. So give me a minute, I'll share with all of you. So ज्ञाने प्रयासोदपासनमन्तेव जीवन सन्मुखरितां भवदीयवार्तां स्थाने स्थिता सुस्थितिगतां तन्वान् मनोभेद ये प्रयास अजज्जितोऽपि अस्ति स्त्रीलोक्या. So Brahmaji, so after being defeated in all his intellectual feats, so his realization was that Gyan Prayas will not help. Jnana Prayasodapasanamanteva. So what we should do? Jivanti Sarmukharitam. So hear from devotees. What we should hear? Sthanista Sutigatam Tanvan Manobher. So sit as at a place and hear Harikatha from devotees. And by that what will happen is Ajit Jitopi. So Lord who is called Ajita, he can be conquered. So if we continue hearing Harikatha, we'll continue to progress in spiritual life. Yes. So we went through Brahmaji's episode. Okay. So PPT is visible to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So just a minute. Okay. So what happened is after they came back, then to get relief from the scorching sunshine, Krishna and all the Gopas, they put on their refreshing flower garlands and they just lie down below the shade of the big trees. So thigh of one boy becomes pillow for other Gopa, and on the thigh of one of the Gopas, Krishna rested for some time. And as the time passed, it became the time for dusk. So sun rushed through the sky, entered the western direction, who is compared to his wife. And as the sun disappeared, so the lotus flowers also, which bloom in the sunlight, they began to lose their luster and they started squeezing. The rays of the setting sun reflected through the ocean of the sky. And at this point of time, Krishna decided to bring back the cows back to home, back to Vrindavan. And all the cowherd boys, all the gopas, they're playing on their flutes, their buffalo bugle horns, and the sound was echoing in all the directions. So it looked like a joyous moment, but gopas were feeling empty and unhappy because they had to leave Krishna's company. And while they were returning, they saw the rain clouds racing across the sky. So although they were taking pleasure in association with Krishna, but they were feeling pangs of separation from Krishna now. So immediately boys gathered all the calves and they were walking back home. And on the way, now they noticed the huge body of this serpent Aghasur. And this Aghasur became like a Disneyland for the Gopas for the future pastimes. So they would play in the body of Aghasur. And as soon as they reached the edge of Vrindavan, all the cows became eager to drink the milk of their mothers. So they were running quickly towards their mothers. And Krishna was walking behind them. And in this way, Krishna approached Vrindavan while playing on his beautiful flute. And Vrindavaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravisad Git Kirti. So he was pouring nectar in one of the holes of his flute, and this flute would act like a fountain. And in this way, Krishna's Adharamrita was flowing in the entire Vrindavan. And that is how the nectar from Krishna's lips drenched the entire Vrindavan in the form of the sound of the flute. And all the Brajavasis, they bathed in this spiritual bliss. So all of them were like beholding Krishna again from their eyes. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maiya, when they saw Krishna again, their hearts melted in ecstasy. And allured by this sound of the flute, they quickly went to the gate of the town and they received Krishna. So although Krishna had killed Aghasur 1 year before, but because Gopas were, you can say, in a dormant condition for a year, so they felt as if Krishna had just killed a demon today. So all the mothers, the gopis, they greeted Gopas. They cleansed the dust from their bodies. And with excitement and animation, all these Gopas were speaking about pastime of Krishna killing Aghasur. And they began to say, Maya, Maya, today Krishna with the crest jewel of all the magicians. So we saw his astounding activities. So our hearts were filled with joy as we were watching him performing these impossible feats. So once Krishna came and he saved us when we were trapped in the devastating fire from the poison of that Aghasur. Uh, so in this way, they were like explaining in great detail how Krishna killed this Aghasur. And Nand Maharaj, he gave order to the attendants that take Krishna. So they bathed Krishna, they fed Krishna with nice bhoga, nice drinks. And Krishna was also feeling very relaxed and relieved in their tender care. So his body was looking soft like sirsa flower. It has coolness of camphor. And after the mother Yashoda fondled Krishna, Nanda Maharaj asked Krishna to take rest. And then Nanda Maharaj began to make a plan with Mother Yashoda. So he said to Yashoda, see, Yashoda, generally wealthy people, they keep their clothes, servants in a separate room. They have a separate room for them. And because Krishna is a prince, he's not an ordinary boy. So I think Krishna should have a separate room now. And Yashoda said that separate room? No, just few days back he was born, and you want to keep him in a separate room. And just see, so tender, he can hardly protect himself also. So I can't live without a moment while Krishna is not on my lap. So understanding the heart of Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj spoke. Yashoda, it seems your memory is not good. So from the moment he was born, you have enjoyed the wealth of his pastimes. But we have to understand we are also very wealthy. We can have a separate room for Krishna. And then Yashoda somehow nodded her head and approved. So in this way, Nanda Maharaj got a separate quarters for Krishna. And I was wondering many times. I was thinking, no, Krishna goes and dances with the gopis. Don't Nanda and Yashoda notice it? I got the answer here. Yeah. So he had a separate room by this time. So despite unlimited personal efforts, one can't understand the transcendental pastimes of Krishna. So even Brahmaji was bewildered by Krishna. So by this time, Krishna has killed Vatsasur, Bakasur, Agasur, Putna, Trinavarth, all these demons. He had bewildered Brahmaji also, and he had enjoyed picnic in Yamuna. So this was the end of description of Kumar Leela. And now we have the next period that is called Poganda Leela. So we'll enter in the next chapter now. So give me a minute, I'll share another set of slides. So the transition now. Can you see the slides?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hari. So, okay. So as we were discussing, so generally first 5 years are called Komar. Next 5 are called Pogand. Last 5 are called Kasur. But because Krishna is a great personality, and a great personality grows 1.5 times greater than his own age. So 3 years, 4 months, Krishna displayed Komar Leela. Up to 6 years, 8 months, he displayed Pogandalila, and 6 months, 8 years, 6 years, 8 months to 11 years, he displayed a Kasolila. So that is how it is, like 11/3. So as Krishna entered his Pogandalila, he started becoming exceedingly attractive with a sweet nectarian smile. He had puffy raised cheeks. The natural fragrance of his body started mesmerizing everyone. And now, because Krishna and Balram had little bit grown up, they stopped playing in the dust of Vrindavan. They didn't play buzzing around like honeybees. And so they become a little grave by this time. So now we can go to the next slide. Yes. So at this age, Krishna and the Gopas became the abodes of pure qualities. So they stopped caring for calves now. They started caring for cows, but they are grown up now. Now Krishna was rarely seen acting restlessly and frivolously because he had entered now in Komar age. Sorry, he had entered now in Pogand age. So he was doing similar things in Komar age, but now he won't do all these things. So as a student of Vedas becomes sober and serious, Krishna also became very thoughtful and grave in his movements. His waist reduced to slender proportions, his eyes shone. There was a glimmer of excitement in him. So, as a great epic is full of expert words placed in the proper position, similarly, now Krishna started using precise language with perfect pronunciation. So, when children are very small, they speak broken languages, and which is very charming. But now Krishna started using a precise language. His beauty surpassed the splendor of tamal tree. Every part of his body was diffused with special sweetness, like the nectar oozing from a lotus flower. So when flower buds unfold, the petals, the pollen, the honey become very much visible, and many times the flowers are surrounded by the swarms of eager bees who want to drink the nectar of these flowers. So similarly, Krishna began to reveal all the qualities of his beauty, softness, sweet fragrance. So along with these all these attributes, Krishna had a playful desire to enjoy which is suitable for this age, Poganda Leela. And now he looked like Cupid personified. And that is why he's called Dhira Lalita. Especially Rup Goswami calls him Dhira Lalita. So who is the Dhira Lalita? He's a useful hero, expert at joking, devoid of any anxiety, and totally controlled by the love of his beloveds. So in this way, Krishna is called Dhira Lalita. So as the creeper named Samalata becomes free from bitterness before it produces fruits, similarly, full ripe fruits look very tasty and tempting. So similarly, although Krishna was not fully matured, which he would become in Kasolila, but then he displayed some sort of sweetness now, which is meant for enjoying Madhur Ras. So as a necklace acquires more attraction when it is strung with different jewels, similarly, elegance of Krishna's body enhanced the variety of radiant pastimes he performed. At the serene lake, its serenity is destroyed by intoxicated elephants. When they enter, they sprinkle each other with water. Similarly, Krishna's broad chest and wide shoulders emanated a sweet want oneness that agitated the mind of all the observers, and especially Radharani and all other gopis who had come along with Krishna became very attracted to Krishna, or they start feeling special attraction to Krishna at this time. So Krishna's color could be compared to the color of a blue sapphire, a blue lotus, or fresh monsoon cloud. Krishna's color is like that of a fresh monsoon cloud, and Balramji's color is like that of a cloud in autumn season. So during autumn season it has lesser water, it looks white. In monsoon season, the cloud has more proportion of water, so it looks deep blue. So Krishna's color was like that, deep blue. Balramji's white. Similarly, on the other side, as far as gopis are concerned, their color was like that of a molten gold, or lightning, or golden champak flowers. So these gopis, the younger ones, they appeared on earth within 2 weeks or 1 month of Krishna's appearance. So that was their age gap. But they were so beautiful that even the beauty of one of the gopis could easily crush the pride of Parvati. Parvati is considered Maya, who uh, deludes the entire world. But even the beauty of one gopi was more than that of Parvati. So to increase the various flavors of Sringar Ras of Radha Govinda, all these gopis appeared in Vrindavan to selflessly serve Krishna, who is considered the fountain of Madhur Ras. So both Radhika and Samsundar, they could not have properly realized this Sringar Ras unless until these Vraj gopis were there. But as Tulsi Manjaris, in the beginning they are like greenish, they grow straight. But when they grow further, generally they develop crooked nature. So they become bent, they have sub branches. So similarly, Radharani and other gopis, so when they were children, they were very innocent, very honest. Hmm. But as soon as they started becoming youthful, they became very crafty and cunning, in the sense that oh, nobody could understand what was there in their mind. So they would speak in a way which had different meanings. So like some epics have different meanings, similarly the speech of these gopis had an outer meaning as well as inner meaning, which gopis among themselves could understand, but not the elder ones. So they become very expert in that. They would take slow and measured steps, which was like dripping of water falling from the edge of a roof during monsoon season. And gopis were little insecure about the type of emotions and sensations which they were feeling in their bodies. So the whirl of a lotus looks like golden demigod sitting there ruling over the kingdom. Similarly, the demigod of lust, Kamdev, had suddenly taken the possessions of Gopi's heart. But certainly, he is not a metal Kamdev. He is Krishna himself. Krishna himself. So we have Kama Gayatri. So in that we remember the Kamdev, who is Krishna. So these gopis no longer care to play in the dust of Vrindavan as before. So as Krishna became serious, gopis also became little serious. Palms of the gopis became pinkish like the rising sun. The lips looked like bimbo fruits shining with nectar. Under the control of Kamadev, their eyes and limbs moved in very various enchanting ways. Uh, Sammu and I don't know what was that verse. So there's a verse which says that simply by their glances, queens of Dwarka would make Cupid faint. And what to say of gopis of Vrindavan? So their enchanting glances were there. The speech sounded sweet and captivating. And now gopis walked with petite and gentle steps. Their thick hairs defeated the dense darkness. And the subtle powers of all the Navgrahas, 9 planets, reposed within them. So they had lost all the attributes of their childhood, and now gopis plundered the special qualities of others. So their restlessness of running here and there like children entered in their eyes. So eyes would run here and there. They won't run here and there. Their waist became very slender. Uh, and they became, and their talkative nature, which was there in the childhood, turned into the abundant sweetness of youth. And all the 8 mystic siddhis entered their bodies. So the beautiful description by Kavi Karnapur, how all these 8 siddhis entered. So Anuma Siddhi entered their waist. So their waist became very small, slender waist. Mahima Siddhi took shelter of their broad hips. They became very big. Lagma Siddhi entered in their soft spoken words. So their words became very soft. Prapti Siddhi means to desire, to get whatever one desires, took the form of their shyness. So by their shyness, they could get whatever they wanted. Prabhupada once said that woman commands others by her shyness. So Prabhupada narrated an episode. He, along with one of his friends, they were sitting on the door of the house. And one of the sweepers, Metrani, so she was outside, but she was feeling so shy to enter inside. And seeing that, immediately Prabhupada and that friend got up in respect. So Prabhupada quotes that women commands by her shyness. So Prapti Siddhi came there. Kama Vasita Siddhi, that means obtaining anything from anywhere, moved into the corner of their eyes. That means it would move anywhere. Vasita Siddhi, the ability to control others, entered in the glances of gopis. Whatever they would glance on would become theirs. Prakamya Siddhi, that means fulfilling of all desires, manifested in the sweetness of their forms. So just by their sweetness, they would fulfill all their desires. And Isiddhva Siddhi, creating something wonderful or willfully annihilate anything, entered in their sidelong glances. So by their sidelong glances, they could create anything or destroy anything. So that is how all the 8 mystic potencies entered in these gopis. And when Krishna's beloved gopi Radhika, she appeared in this world, she drowned the entire world in transcendental ecstasy. Because the Madanika Mahabhav can be experienced only by Radharani and Lord Chaitanya. So she drowned everyone in unlimited ecstasy. So Radharani's touch turned entire Vrindavan village into abode of sweetness. Yeah. And great poets, they achieve perfection by praising these exchanges between Radha and Krishna. So now gopis became very anxious to meet Krishna. But externally, they were not showing any symptom of ecstasy. So this transcendental lust, which basically love, had overtaken their minds. But then they were hiding all these desires. And they were sustaining their lives with only one thought. One day will come when we will enjoy many playful pastimes with Syam Sundar, Lord Krishna. So gopis had their intense loving feelings deep in their hearts. So somehow they covered the emotions swelling in their hearts with the veneer of their shyness. And slowly they notice within themselves that they have become so much detached from the ordinary activities. And then they become fearful. What is happening to us? Oh. So, like I've seen sometimes, it's like new people, they read Prabhupada books and then they say, oh, why are we getting so much detached? Won't we become sadhus like them? So they become very fearful. So this was happening to them. They were becoming very detached from the material activities. The functions of their minds appear to be hampered by the type of dreaminess. So they'd walk and it was as if they are living in some dream world with a desire to meet Krishna. And in this way, all these gopis were mysteriously infected by Krishna Prem. So suddenly, sudden transformation of Gopi's mind resembled like a rice which is ripe from inside but raw from outside. So within themselves, they had great love for Krishna, but outside they were concealing their internal attachment for Krishna. And why they were concealing? So that their relatives don't detect this love. So rasa can't be explained. It can be tasted, it can be felt. Similarly, no words can accurately depict the agitation of the mind of the gopis. So like Mother Ganga, Ganga has some outer meaning and inner meaning. Outer as a river, inner as one who is associate of Krishna. Ganga is also one of the gopis. Similarly, no one could understand the confidential desires in the minds of the gopis. So people were observing their outer behavior, not the inner ones. But somehow they were maintaining their patience despite the fact that the forceful movements in their hearts spun their minds in circles. So they had great eagerness to meet Krishna. So all the gopis are concerned, why are we becoming detached? Why we are becoming attached to Krishna? But they did nothing to stop this growing force of their desire. It was growing more and more and more. So like one with fever feels very thirsty. Similarly, gopis always felt severe aching in their bones, their joints, with an intense desire to enjoy with Krishna. It was like a fire within them. As termites eat dry bamboo, which is devoid of moisture. Similarly, the desire of meeting with Krishna was nimbling away their dryness, and that desire for uh, meeting Krishna was the only thing remaining within them. So, although their minds vibrated with attraction for Krishna, so their bodies were not yet experiencing that love because they were not able to meet Krishna. So the minds of the gopis made their cheeks feel very uh, pale, like that of lovely fruit. The lips dried out like leaves withered by the sun. Like petals of blue lotus lose their luster when winter comes. Similarly, their childish glimmer faded away. They breathe very heavily as if they're affected by sunstroke. And the way they would move, it would seem as if there is some deranged person. Pagal, some no, some madman has come. So uttering incoherent phrases, it seemed as if gopis are haunted by some evil planets. So, like a person, when he develops detachment, he loses all the interest for domestic affairs. Similarly, gopis become detached from their homes and relatives. And this was not like temporary. I remember when I was in temple. So sometimes, some it would sometimes happen every day also. Some man or women in their 30s and 40s would come and say, "We want to join the temple. We want to join the temple," and that would last till their husband or wife would come and take them away. So they would have a fight and they would come to temple. So it was not like that. They really had detachment from their homes and relatives. So day by day, the minds of these gopis were becoming more and more attracted to Krishna. And when they were becoming attracted to Krishna, the other family members, for them it was like what is happening to them? They were wondering. But gopis were hiding these feelings even from their closest friends. And as they were approaching the youth, they were becoming more beautiful and effulgent. But gopis understood each other's purvaraga. Okay, I am attracted to Krishna. Other gopis are also attracted to Krishna. They could understand. And especially the love of Radhika, her love radiated more prominently. So just to hide that affection for Krishna, they acted in various tricky ways. So with their intelligence, they reassured themselves about the reality that they had attachment for Krishna. So just a minute, I'll show the other one. Yeah. Okay. So we can see the next slide. So now their minds were disturbed. So what to do now? So to remove the disturbance within their minds, they started giving charity of ornaments to each other. Dadati piti ganati guhyam akhati prachiti. Yeah. So that they can reveal minds to each other. So first you make relationship, only then you can reveal the mind. And when one of the gopis would dress very nicely, other would appreciate. And that is how they would appreciate that, okay, maybe Krishna would like us. So the effulgence of their jewelry rivaled their royalty. And it resembled the beautiful radiance of Krishna's transcendental body. So when one of the gopis would receive ornaments from other one, she would feel very blissful and she would manifest various symptoms of ecstasy, like crying, thrilling bumps, standing on of the bodily hairs. So they were so aesthetic symptoms because ultimately they were dressing only for the pleasure of Krishna. So they would get Krishna Prem. So generally, dressing one time very beautiful is considered a sort of bodily consciousness. But when it is done for Krishna, it becomes the act of pure devotion service. So gopis were doing that. The kajal highlighted their eyes. Blue lotus flower adorned their ears. And the sweet fragrance of those flowers filled the earth with jubilation. So those lotus flowers reminded them of Krishna because they had blue lotus. And in this way, gopis were enlivened just by seeing that blue color. And this blue color removed the pains in their hearts. So this blue lotus made a perfect match for the bodies of the gopis. So gopis had golden colors, and this blue color lotus would remind them of Krishna. So in this way, being absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, gopis would chant his sweet names. And our acharyas have asked us to chant also Krishna's names, following in the footsteps of these gopis. Hmm. So the nectar of the name exhaled from their hearts, gopis would display various ascetic symptoms. Their tears would come like waterfalls, because these were tears of Krishna Prem, not like few tears. And it would wash away the kajal bordering their lotus petal like eyes. Their life air seemed to pass out of their fragile bodies when they would sigh deeply in separation from Krishna. So their heavy breathing, the tear-filled eyes, brought gopis to a wonderful state of intensely desiring to meet Krishna. So just give me a minute. So one of the gopis, she joked. She said, "Oh Sakhi, my heart pains and it is full of grief. And I don't know, it seems that I am contaminated by the anartha of lust. Upon seeing Syam Sundar, my tears have moistened the pathway of my eyes." And the other gopi who was hearing that said, "Though you are wearing a blue sapphire, your body is showing symptoms of divine ecstasy. You have not directly smelled that blue lotus." Hmm. So they would speak in the way which can be understood. Yet even smelling it from a distance has filled your nose with jubilation. That means you are not contacted with Krishna, but even being far away from Krishna, you have so much of ecstasy. Your eyes and other senses are illuminated with ecstasy due to this absorption. I think you should have this aesthetic encounter again and again. May this lust trouble you again and again. So, due to appearance of this unpaneled love for Krishna, gopis would talk with each other madly. One of the gopis started speaking to herself. So she would say, "Oh Sakhi, don't lament. This is the life of one who rejects the rules of morality. Only because of this, you are full of remorse and lamentation. So it is a well known fact that you have secret love for Krishna. So are you becoming adversely affected by the celestial power of all the gems that you are wearing? Maybe these gems are causing you becoming crazy." Ah. So all the married gopis like Radharani, Chandravali, and there were a lot of unmarried gopis whose clothes were stolen by Krishna. They were unmarried gopis who were earlier the residents of Janakpur. Hmm. So they had fallen in love with Krishna and they all displayed their super excellent emotions. But they were very curious to test each other's love towards Krishna. So the exquisite elegance and radiance of even the toenails of gopis easily derided the dazzling ornaments. The beautiful raised hips of gopis frustrated the pride of Ramba and crushed it to dust. Uh, the slender waist mocked the middle portion of Shiva's Damru. The rich hue of the lips looked like rising sun. Uh, the teeth beamed like shining pearls. And even the quivers of Cupid, which is filled with arrows, was insulted in front of the openings of the nostrils of gopis. So it will look like that. Upon viewing the captivating sidelong glances of gopis, Cupid hung in shame because he would think of shooting arrows, but he would forget to shoot arrows because he was becoming attracted to the gopis. So the attractive blue eyes of the gopis heavily rebuked the natural beauty of blossoming flowers, blue lotuses in Yamuna. So blue lotus looks very beautiful, but gopis looked even more beautiful. The moon-like faces of the gopis appear to have closed the petals of the lotus, and dried up lake of their hearts would support them. So most beautiful gopis were like group leaders, and others became like their submissive servants. So all of them were releasing Sringaras. They had favorable moods of love towards Krishna. And main thing is, this was symptom of love, not like the symptom of passionate youth in the ordinary human beings. So these gopis are eternal dearmost lovers of Krishna. So this was like a description of their purvarag for Krishna. So although gopis did not taste the rasa upon attaining a particular age, but they had this love for Krishna from their very childhood. So, like we were discussing before, some of the gopis who are like eternal associates of Krishna, like Visakha, she was a group leader, and she was also dearmost friend of Radharani. So once Visakha does the same thing as Ramananda Rai also. Ramananda composes many verses. Similarly, Visakha also, she composed an exceptional verse and spoke to Radharani. So the meaning was as follows. Hey Sumukhi, how has your heart suddenly become so transformed? Your present state of mental agitation is greatly paining the mind of your relatives. This mentality has been steadily growing within you from the day of its appearance. Even an intelligent person using his power of arguments and persuasion cannot understand your mental state. Why are you no longer interested in your studies? Previously, you would take so much care in training pet parrots. You would amuse yourself by watching the peacocks, dancing peacocks. You were learning Veena, now you stopped learning Veena. You would joke and laugh with your friends. You are not doing it anymore. Is it that Vanmali Krishna has stolen your jewel of your mind? And then she said, Hey Sakhi, as a lake devoid of lotus flowers feels no pleasure, it's not surprising that you are feeling such anguish. So as white flower blooms in presence of sunshine, but without sunshine, it doesn't bloom anymore. Similarly, it seems that you can't have any happiness without Krishna. Besides seeing monsoon cloud, nothing gives you joy. Why? Because it reminds you of Krishna. Your condition is like that of Chataki bird who lives only by drinking rainwater, or like Rati Devi who accepts only Kamdev. So besides sitting on the lap of a rain cloud, can a lightning bolt ever cherish anything else? Does the wife of Cuckoo, except in the month of Chaitra, ever becomes intensely eager or worried about separation from its lover? Can a royal swan appear beautiful if there is no water in the lake? Can a waxing moon grow during the dark fortnight? It can't happen. Without a gold testing stone, can a pure gold reveal its own character? That means all these have the answer no. Similarly, only in the presence of spring, Madhava, does the creeper, which is called Madhavi is the name of Radharani, produce its sweet and fragrant flowers. That means Krishna can show his sweetness only in presence of Radharani. So that was her meaning. And then she said, white lilies blossom and give forth their honey only when the full moon appears overhead. So similarly, Krishna's love can blossom only when he has presence of Radharani. And then she says, so hey Sakhi Radhe, why are you concealing these sentiments from me? Nothing can be hidden from a trained jeweler who can easily test the value and quality of a particular gem. So I can understand. So similarly, you can't conceal your emotions from me, for your love is well known and praised by all. So be merciful and quickly tell me everything about your newfound love. That's Krishna basically. Yeah. So then came Lalita. Lalita came there. So Lalita is abode of all spiritual qualities, and she also has Krishna Prem. So Lalita began to speak. Like the branch of supremely gorgeous tree of love, Visakha has spoken very befittingly. The splendor of the night is appreciated only in the presence of moon. But who can cherish the beauty of moon more than Chakuri bird? So, okay, Krishna Chandra is very bright, but then only Chakori, who knows how to cherish the beauty of moon, in her presence, the beauty of moon can be appreciated. So, similarly, Krishna cannot be appreciated without Radharani. So, Radharani responded, that, my dear Lalite, so you have acted very boldly and courageously by thinking about possibility of an impossible attainment. So when Visakha attains Madhava, this month of Madhava basically, that means Visakha Sakhi is attaining Krishna. She does not give up the nature of the star called Visakha, which enters the sky during this month of Madhava. Similarly, it is quite proper to declare that Visakha desires only to unite with Krishna. So therefore, don't consider me to be like you. Although Visakha usually helps to enhance the beauty of Krishna. That means what she is saying is, it's Visakha who is longing for Krishna. Why you are imposing that thing on me? And then she says, hey Sakhi, whatever is destined will definitely happen. So the months of Visakha, and that is also known as Radha. So it is only Radhika who gives service during the months named Radha or Visakha. So both Visakha and Radha are in the same category. That means both have love for Krishna. So it's like a clever way of speaking the same thing. So gopis are using indirect language now. It can be said the name of the star called Visakha is actually Radha, who is the one who becomes beautified by that Radha star. In it is Krishna who is adorned and served by that Radha. And when Radharani heard that, she smiled and she said, hey Lalite, what kind of flower appears on a creeper in the sky? We call it Akash, that means it is imaginary. One may answer by saying that it is a sky flower, Akash. Similarly, since your question is also illusory, should I give you illusory answer? So you have conquered Lakshmi by your words, but don't perturb me by speaking some imaginary statements. So you're talking something so indirectly and imaginary. So at that time, suddenly Syama Sakhi came. So Syama Sakhi is Bhagavad Acharya in Mahapurush Leela of Varahanagar. So Syama Sakhi came. She is very dear to Krishna. So Syama Sakhi, her name is Syama because Syama girls are the one who have such bodies which are warm in winter and cool in summer. So that's why her name is Syama Sakhi. So she came in front of Radhika. Hmm. And she is very intimate servant of Radharani. She has offered her heart to Radhika. So seeing this soft-hearted lotus face Sakhi, Radharani, her butter soft heart was filled with joy and enchantment. So Radharani, so those displaying some gravity with her inert emotions, she greeted Syama Sakhi, and she said, "Oh lotus-faced one, your appearance before me is like a cooling camphor lamp for my eyes. For you know what is in my mind and heart. So listen as I fill your ears with some pleasing words." So Syamasaki is speaking that I'll speak something pleasing to you. Uh, and then Radharani told what Lalita and Visakha had just spoken. No, so that they are saying that no, you have love for Krishna. So then Syamasaki replied that you are crest jewel of all Braj Sundaris. You are object of everyone's worship and adoration. And because of your compassionate nature, you can't tolerate the unhappiness of other Sakis. So as lotus is naturally attracted to moon, similarly, you have developed spontaneous attraction for Krishna Chandra, moon of Gokul. So the sweet fragrance of your love spreads throughout Gokul. So Radharani hearing that smiled and replied that, my dear Sakhi, your smile brightens your beautiful face. It seems you desire that man, that you are desiring Krishna, but you are projecting your feeling on others. You are projecting their feelings on me. And after all, is there any woman who does not desire to touch sun or moon? That means everybody wants Krishna. What woman would not give up the valuable jewel of her love to attain that supremely precious blue sapphire, Krishna? And what woman in the world does not wish to possess all the jewels in the ocean? Now, because women like to decorate themselves. So then Samasaki said, okay, you are laughing and making fun of my words. But you should be happy to hear my statements and accept them as mercy. So Radharani says, oh Syama, you with a belly shaped like a leaf of peepal tree, don't you understand Samsundar's words? So please don't joke with me. So the phrase in the Vedas which says Tat Purusa shows that he is very, very difficult to attain. So why are you proposing an idea which is impossible that I can get that Krishna? So a person like me could never attain that fortune of getting personality like Krishna. So how have you become so sure that I will get that success? How could you even guess such a thing? So it might happen to someone else, but not to an unfortunate personality like me. So why are you joking and making fun of me? And Radharani continued, O Syame, your speech is unreasonable. Everyone in Gokul knows that Madhurika Sakhi is your devoted follower. And when Madhurika once approached Krishna, and she told to Krishna that this parrot belongs to my Devi. Actually, it is Sukha. Sukha who went there. Not Sukha, sorry, Sari who went there. And so when Madhurika went with that Sari, then Madhurika said that this parrot belongs to my Devi. And Krishna took Devi as Syama Sakhi, not as me. Actually, Krishna thought it to be the pirate of Radharani only. But Radharani is putting that blame on Samasaki, saying, actually, Krishna thought it is your parrot. So Krishna's love for you, not for me. So in this way, they began to just talk about Krishna. So how the talk about Krishna began is spoken here. And now comes the next episode. Yeah. Krishna's birthday. So 1 year, Nanda Maharaj organized a great festival, Nandotsav, to celebrate Krishna's auspicious birthday. So Krishna was seated on a golden throne, which you can see here. And all the Vraj gopis came to worship Krishna. So the bhiri drums were beating, dhin dhan 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 dhan. Mridangas were played, dundubis were played, dholaks were played, and the auspicious festival Krishna's birthday was celebrated. So the joyous vibration of occasion was enhanced by excited voices and jingling ankle bells of elderly gopis. And they were like guests there. And then the Abhishek began. You can see the Abhishek here. Yeah. So the learned Brahmanas bathed Krishna with thousands of streams of pure water from crystal pitchers, sphatic. You can see crystal pitcher also there. While purifying the environment with perfectly enunciated mantras. And this added waves of attraction to Krishna's already gorgeous body. So after the Abhishek was done, now you can see here. So they dried Krishna with fine linen cloth, dressed him in a yellow silk dhoti and chadar, decorated him with glittering gems, and anointed his forehead with tilaka made of gorochan. And after fixing his jeweled bracelet and armbands, they tied some durva grass around his wrist with turmeric soaked thread. So you can see this wrist and turmeric soaked thread is also there. Yeah. Okay. And now, following the local customs of such blissful festival, then Yasoda Maya, she came there. She blessed Krishna with shower of flowers. So she showered flowers on head of Krishna. So that also you can see here. So the showering flowers on Krishna. Okay. Then after that, following the local customs of such blissful festival, the merciful Yasoda blessed Krishna by then they sang traditional songs in Brajvasa. They waved lamps respectfully before Krishna. And after accepting that arti, Krishna sat on his asana. Then with great enthusiasm, the Brajvasis joyfully offered gifts to Krishna, gave him variety of creamy milk sweets. Yasoda had her servants invite the general public. Then Yasoda offered palatable food to the wives of the village girls, the married women, and the young girls of Vrindavan. Nanda Maharaj also invited the cowherd men such as Sananda, Upananda, their wives, to take so much of prasad, which was cooked by Rohini. And when the cowherd men arrived, Yasoda honored their youngest sons by worshipping them and offering pearl necklaces. So this was a gift. So though pained by separation from their husbands because they had to accompany their mother-in-laws to the festival, the newly married gopis put on their ornate and elegant ankle-length dresses. The tender faces of their newlyweds glowed, so they wore very fine fabric. Yeah. So now about these young gopis. You can see in the photo. Yeah, slide there. So feeling intensely attracted to Krishna, the gopis disclose their loving sentiments by offering sidelong glances in charity. Their bangles fell silent as they embraced Krishna with their eyes. They felt as if they were beholding a bucket of beautiful flowers. Yeah. So no one noticed the auspicious meeting of Krishna and the gopis, because there was only talk with the glances. So these gopis had seen Krishna before, hmm, like Dhanya Sakhi, etc. And although they were standing with their mothers, they gazed timidly upon seeing Krishna, as if they are seeing Krishna for the first time. And while bathing in the lake of Krishna's beauty, these unmarried gopis, with their glances, they were expressing their desire. Please accept us as your wife. And in this way, they would offer mental flowers to Krishna. So seeing Krishna, they became very shy. And then Krishna also responded by his glance, saying that I have accepted your proposal. So Krishna approved. So although so many things were going on, nobody could detect anything. And while they were exchanging glances like that, something happened at that time. You can see here. So the parrot came there. And it went nearby also. So at the time, Krishna's pet parrot, left Krishna's side and landed on the lotus feet of gopis, whose heart throbbed with love. So, hoping to develop a relationship with Krishna, gopis respectfully welcomed parrot. So, understanding the hint of the parrot, Krishna cast the fresh lotus garland or his glance towards Radharani. Krishna's glance seemed to say, "Oh parrot, I saw this gopi Radha looking at me from the watchtowers. So when she was looking from watchtowers, I would notice her. As I would take the cows to the forest. No one else saw this secret exchange of love." So understanding that Radharani's body had become slender due to poor rag, Krishna looked at her with compassion. Hmm. So while Krishna was doing then suddenly Mother Yashoda came there. You can see in the next slide. Yeah. Yes. So Yashoda came. So Yashoda, who was shining with all auspicious qualities, smiled gently and took Radharani and other gopis to another room in order to feed them. So after worshipping his best cows and with sands and garlands, Nanda Maharaj escorted the guests to a jeweled veranda, set them down on wooden seats, bathed their feet, performed asman, offered argya, and then Nanda Maharaj arranged for their feast. So you can see the feast there. Yeah. So at least mentally we can honor the feast. May not be physically. So Nanda Maharaj uh, arranged for Rohini and the wives of Sunanda and Upananda to respectfully serve uh, all these guests first class foodstuffs and drinks on golden plates. After they had finished their meals, Nand Maharaj gave them betel nut, cardamom, scent, garlands, ornaments. And after elderly men, children, and babies had eaten, then came married women and girls. So they sat in the two rows to eat. You can see the ladies now. So they were sitting there. Yeah. So Radhika and others received respects according to their position. Yashoda swam in ocean of happiness when she personally served all these gopis. So in a voice that sounded like a as sweet as pattering raindrops, like that, Yashoda spoke to each guest. Please don't feel shy. Eat to your heart's content. Hmm. Once I remember all of our devotees, we went to Mayapur. So then Jayapataka Maharaj was he was instructing the servers, you feed them. And when they say no, still feed them. And when they say no, still feed them. And when they say no, leave them. So, so she would request, please eat to your heart's content. So Jasoda affectionately served everyone and honored them with offerings of betel nuts, garlands, ointments, sindoor, hmm, gold embroidered cloth. Yeah. So in this way, gopis honored Prasad. And then after that, so there's a display of Vedic culture. Of course, we can't follow everything, like giving ornaments. So Yasoda, the crest jewel of good fortune, embraced each of the gopis. She distributed the remnants of the feast. After that, she distributed remnant of the feast to the other residents of the village, other Vrajavasis. Nanda Maharaj presented the gifts to the dancers and musicians. Yasoda blessed them. Hmm. So in this way, Yasoda, though holding such a festival every day, would surely fulfill all her desires. So she was thinking, let this festival happen every day. Ah. So for some time, she was a little fearful, thinking that maybe our guests may not be satisfied. So in this way, the uh, Nandotsa was concluded. So this was Nandotsa. Now we'll come to Sakharas. Just a minute. Okay. So now came the playing pastimes. So after his birthday festival, Krishna spent times with other gopas. So they would roll this kunda, make them into balls to look like laddus, and then they would throw each other with these balls. So of course they were soft ones. So somehow boys like to beat each other with the balls. We would do it with the hard ones also. Especially North Indian boys are now really cruel. So we would do that. So, but they would do with this kunda flowers, flowers made of kunda flowers. And sometimes these boys enjoyed the sport very much. So they would throw the ball into sky, which would tantalize even the demigoddesses. And other times they would throw them horizontally, as if making earrings for the deities of the direction. So sometimes at the top, sometimes in the horizontal direction. Running along with their companions, Krishna would also play. He won't stop even. So to catch a ball thrown above his head, this same painting, Krishna looked up, then he turned to like tilt and fall down. So Krishna would hold the turban from one hand and he would catch the ball from other. Yeah, so he would do that. Whenever Krishna threw a ball high in the sky, he gracefully raised his right hand and he would squint his eyes because no eyes would be uh, glared by the sun. So with his curly hairs flying about, Krishna played for hours on one end with his friends. His face covered with perspiration, Krishna looked like autumnal full moon set with pearls. So these perspiration, drops of perspiration would look like pearls on the face of Krishna. And when they were tired, because the game had ended. You can see here. So this was when game had ended. So Krishna took shelter of some shady trees to relieve his fatigue. One friend would spread his cloths on the ground as a bed. Another friend would fan Krishna with leaves. Another would massage his feet. And in this way, cowherd boys humbly served Krishna. So in this way, boyfriend of Krishna, the Gopas, performed heaps of pious activities. Aho bhagyam nanda gopa vrajokasa. Yan mitram paramanandam punam brahma sanatanam. So Krita Punna Punjaha, they had done heaps of pious activities. And that's why they had fortune to play with Krishna. So I was wondering, but how many boys would get opportunity to serve Krishna? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his purport says, like Krishna expanded in Ras Leela, similarly Krishna also expanded in many, many forms, and 4-5 Gopas would get an opportunity to do this seva to Krishna. So one would spread a chadar, other would become a pillow, Krishna would sleep in their thighs. One or two would massage his feet, and one would fan Krishna. So that is how each group of 4-5 Gopas would get an opportunity to serve Krishna. So Krishna mercifully fulfilled the desire of all the Gopas. And that is the reason Vrindavan is called Chintamani Dham. It fulfills all the desires to serve Krishna. Yeah. And in this way, when Krishna would play with the Gopas, even the demigods felt great satisfaction as they flew in the sky above Vrindavan. So that also you can see in the slide. So happiness of Krishna and Balram increased moment after moment as they played with their friends. Yeah. So the demigods watching. Okay. So it happened so that on one day, when everyone was listening to Krishna narrating the glories of Vrindavan, and Vrindavan's trees, creepers, bees, deer, animals, Mitranida Avasa, Drudu. So this verse says that in Vrindavan, everybody is without enmity. Even the deer and tigers are friends. So due to hot sun, drops of perspiration appeared in foreheads of Krishna and Balram. So to relieve their exhaustion, they rested in the shade of thick foliage. Cowherd boys were laughing and speaking sweetly. And they would remove Krishna and Balram's fatigue by offering them various items. So how they would remove the fatigue? Let's see in the next slide. Yeah. So this is how they would remove the fatigue. So sometimes Krishna comforted Balram by personally massaging his feet. And feeling refreshed, Krishna and Balram ignored the hot sun and played again. So they would massage each other's feet and relieve themselves from the fatigue, play again. They followed the cows in the forest. They were always in festive mood. So the stream of honey dipping from each other's words, boys would sport with Krishna, talk with Krishna. And then one day, the next one, yeah. So one day, one Gopa. So he has arrived now in the slide. So one Gopa spoke to Krishna, Kanhaiya, you are very powerful and you are also supreme enjoyer. So please hear us. Actually, we are feeling very hungry and we can't tolerate this hunger anymore. He took a deep breath. He smelled something. And he said, Actually, in the nearby forest, there is a talvan which has many, many tal fruits. And the sweet aroma of these ripened fruits are attracting our minds. So if you shake these trees, these fruits will come down, and our desire to have these fruits would be fulfilled. So isn't it a good idea to go to Talwan? And hearing that, yes, so they talk like that. Okay, yes. So after hearing that, Krishna agreed to satisfy their desires by entering this forest called Talvan, which was guarded by Dhenukasur, who was in the form of a donkey. Observing the beauty of forest, Krishna stated his intentions to take the fruits. So the branches of the trees were bending down because of the weight of the ripened fruits. The tightly packed cluster of fruits looked like one big fruit. So there were many fruits together. The fruits trees practically touched the clouds, which were beyond the reach of common people. And the fragrance of these tal fruits was pleasing to the entire earth. Yeah. So even the wind was wanted to steal that fragrance, and it would make a rustling sound between the trees. And then Krishna happily glanced at those trees and gave the command, pick the fruits. So the cowherd boy threw the stone at the tal fruits you can see here with their restless hands. Actually, this was Talvan was the one of Kansa. Kansa would get liquor from here, from this tal. And the guard was Dhenukasur, who was in the form of a donkey. So you can see in the next one. So this donkey came. And when he heard the sound of tal fruits falling down, he exploded with anger when he heard the sound. So suddenly the entire sky became dark. And why did it become dark? It became dark because of the dust which was coming off from the hooves of Dhenukasur's hooves. And then he started roaring in his sweet voice. He started making braying sound. But this braying sound was so fearsome that it made even the demigods frightened. And now Dhenukasur was braying louder than thunder also, making a lot of sound. And then he started jumping here and there like a grasshopper. Now he decided that he will kill all of them. So thinking like that, you can see here in the slide, he attacked the chest of Balramji and he violently kicked Balramji's chest with his hind legs. But then, you can easily see in the next two slides, Balramji held Dhenukasur with his hand. He reeled him around and he easily threw this Dhenukasur on the top of a palm tree. And this Dhenukasur groaned very loudly and died. Sri Balram ji ki jai, Dauji Maharaj ki jai. So seeing his friend Dhenukasur dying, other so many different colored donkeys came. You can see here, dangerous donkeys. So they all were close friends of Dhenukasur. So they came to take revenge. So they started attacking Krishna and Balram. But then both the brothers easily killed all these donkeys. Yeah. So Krishna and Balram, they killed all the donkeys there. And then they threw these donkeys on the top of the trees. So a big tree would fell down, it would attack other trees, and in this way, these trees were piled up on the ground below. It turned the entire earth muddy by the juice which was coming from the trees. Yeah, there's another photograph painting for that. So they are throwing all the donkeys. Yeah, and this is what happened at the end. So the entire mud there become muddy. And knowing the rules of purity, the Gopa didn't touch the fruits because they were contaminated by the blood of the demons. And just by smelling the fragrance of tala fruit, they were like satisfied. So Krishna, Balram, and all the Gopas, they collected the cows while admiring the trees. And noticing the arrival of afternoon, they made their way back to Vrindavan. And in this way, Krishna performed human-like feats while playing his flute and wandering on the banks of Mansi Ganga. The pleasant evening, uh, it was decorated with the clouds of dust which were raised from the hooves of the cows. And this dust appeared to kiss the Gopas, sprinkling their hairs, their turbans with the dust. And all these Vraj Gopis, you can look here, the Vraj Gopis. Okay, Vraj Gopis are here. So these Vraj Gopis who were watching from the rooftops, they lost their minds upon hearing the melodious sound of Krishna's flute and seeing his delightful form. So covering their secret attachment, Krishna glanced at them lovingly. So there were exchanges in the eyes itself. And when Krishna and Balram arrived, Yashoda Rohini enthusiastically cleansed their bodies, washed them, rubbed them, gave them oil baths. And after dressing and ornamenting the two brothers, they fed them. So in this way, Krishna illuminates the whole world and dispels the lamentation from the heart of the followers. So, if devotees agree, then I'll also narrate this pastime in little detail because it is given in little detail and quite a detail actually in Garga Samhita. So if I can extend for another 10 minutes, then I can narrate this pastime in detail. If it's not getting okay. Aditi Gorpu is eager. I hope other devotees are also eager. So just narrate from, yeah, okay. So there is thumbs up from the devotees. So I narrate from Garg Samhita. So Garga Samhita says that once Krishna was herding beautiful cows along with Balramji and all other Gopas. And because of fear of Dhenukasur, Gopas would not enter this forest called Talwan. But then only Balramji entered there. And he entered there to get these ripe fruits of Tal. So Balramji, who's Ananta himself, who has unlimited strength, he starts shaking many Tal trees and the fruits began to fall. So when he heard the sound of falling fruits, Dhenukasur came there. So he was very powerful. He was friend of Kansa. And he was taking midday nap. So his nap was broken and he was filled with anger. And he came in front of Balramji. So he attacked Balramji from his hind hooves. Because those who know the nature of donkeys, they use their hind hooves. So it's called dulatti in Hindi. So they were he attacked Balramji with his hind legs. So Balramji chased Dhenukasur, caught his hind legs. With one hand, he threw Dhenukasur on tal tree, which was explained here also. And this tree fell into many other tall trees. And this was very, very surprising. But then Dhenukasur actually didn't die immediately. He stood up. He angrily grabbed Balramji. And then Balramji also grabbed Dhenukasur. Again whirled him around. And he threw Dhenukasur 8 miles away. That means 1 yojan. So 1 yojan away he threw Dhenukasur. When Dhenukasur was struck to the ground, his head became very badly wounded. He became unconscious. But within a moment, he stood up again. He was filled with anger. And this time, Dhenukasur displayed 4 horns on his head. And with his 4 horns, which are not in the donkey, but he was like, so he displayed his 4 horns. He started terrifying all the Gopas. So Gopas were flying here and here. And when Gopas were fleeing here and there, Dhenuka chased them. So Gopas also became very angry. He attacked Dhenukasur with a stick. Subala hit him with a fist. So Krishna, he whipped him with a rope. Other Gopas called Arjun and Ansu, they threw him far away. So they all attacked Dhenukasur together. Vishal and Rishabh kicked Dhenukasur. Tejashi tried to strangle him. Devpra slapped him. So this time all the Gopas were like fighting. Varutapa hit the demon with a ball. He had a ball, he beat him with a ball. And then Krishna grabbed Dhenukasur with both the hands. And then Krishna whirled him around and threw him to Govardhan Hill. And because of that force, Dhenukasur had fainted for almost 1 hour. After waking up after 1 hour, he shook off his form. Again, he manifested his original form. And with his horns, now he grabbed Krishna and he took Krishna to the sky. So 800,000 miles, that means 100,000, 1 lakh yojanas above the sky, now Dhenukasur and Krishna fought. So Krishna grabbed Dhenukasur. From there, he threw Dhenukasur to the ground. Imagine, it's like 8 lakh yojanas. So Dhenukasur and the demon fell unconscious. But again, after some time, he made it terrible. And this time he didn't shoot 4, he showed only 2 horns. And now there's something spectacular. He uprooted Govardhan. He uprooted Govardhan and he threw Govardhan on Krishna. Krishna caught Govardhan and he threw again on the head of Dhenukasur. Imagine such a big mountain moving here and there. Again, this Dhenukasur caught the hill and threw it on Krishna. Krishna again caught the Govardhan, threw it on the former place. And then breaking the ground with his horns, now Dhenukasur charged Balramji. He kicked him with his hind hooves again and roared. And with that roar, the entire universe echoed and the earth shook. So then with both hands, powerful Balram grabbed a demon and threw him on the ground. So at this time, his head was broken and he had fallen unconscious. And then Balramji punched Dhenukasur with his fist. And with that fist, Dhenukasur died. Tauji Maharaj ki jai. And then this Dhenukasur manifested his splendid, handsome form. wearing yellow garments, decorated with forest Vajanti mala, not exactly that, but forest flower garland, and a chariot which was filled with 1 lakh associates of the Lord. Thousands of flags came there, which was pulled by 10,000 horses, studded with jewels, which was 8 miles long, beautiful. It would travel with a speed of mind. So this Dhenukasura in its original form circumambulated Krishna and Balram, and then he ascended to the chariot and went to Goloka. And all these gopas were looking in wonder, my God, what has happened? And then his past life comes actually. So in past life, he was son of King Bali Maharaj, one of the Mahajanas, and his name was Sahasika. So he enjoyed pastimes with 10,000 women on Gandhamadan mountain. Actually, he was a devotee of Lord Vishnu only. So the sounds of that forest and musical instruments broke the trance of Durvasa Muni, who was meditating in a nearby cave on Krishna. So he was very thin, had long beard, he was wearing wooden sandals, holding a stick, and he was very angry. So he spoke to this Sahasika. He said, you fool, you are ass-like person. Because you are ass-like person, become an ass. And then Sahasika also, he was a devotee actually. So he started begging forgiveness. And then he said that 400,000 years from now, in the place of Mathura, in the sacred forest of Talwan, you will attain liberation on the hand of with the hand of Balramji. So that's how he was delivered by Balramji. So the spectacular pastime of Dhenukasur. So we'll continue further in tomorrow's class. श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय, नंद नंदन मोर मुकुंड वंशी वाले की जय, कवि कर्णपुर की जय, आनंद चंपू की जय, शील गोपाद की जय, वांछा कर पद्रुवसा कर पासिंदे चपतना पावन कृष्ण गोपाद की जय।